and I will continue to say this. When the narcissist is reaching out to these people from their past, okay, I'm gonna paint a picture for y'all. In my experience, right? I dated two narcissists, and when I say dated, I'm talking about I was in a relationship, a commitmentship with these two individuals, or at least I thought I was. I think I was just committed to myself because they was out hoeing the whole time. But that's another video. But what you have to understand is the two things that these two people had in common is that anytime our relationship was in trouble, meaning we were having communication issues or just anything dealing with the relationship, anytime there was trouble, these two people would immediately start entertaining exes. I'm talking about they would dig up folks from years. I'm like, y'all, there's nobody from my past that I care to dig up. When I say no one, no one. No one. You have to be a pretty desperate person that you need to go through your Rolodex and be like, oh, let me call up such and such, such. And it's not just one person. This is why I tell you all, when the narcissist starts reaching out to you, you're not the only person that they're reaching out to. They're reaching out to other people from their past. And these don't necessarily have to be people that they were in relationships with. These could be people that they were casually dating, hookup ships, whatever. I uncovered at least four, possibly a fifth person that and I know it's more. This is just what I uncovered, y'all. Y'all see, this thing gets deep. And y'all wonder why God snatched these people out of your life. God says, I shut that mess off. Because you wanted to sit here and be laid up with somebody that was literally laying up with any and everybody behind your back? That's what you want? God says, no. You're too clean. You're too pure. You're too spiritually clean. You're too physically clean. You're too emotionally clean to be sitting up here laying with somebody that's for everybody. So since you don't have sense enough to let it go, I'm going to snatch this person out of your life. And every time you go and you try to resurrect, you know what I'm saying, or you try to figure it out, or you try to help me out on the matter, you know what used to happen when you would play in the doors, right? And your parents would tell you don't play in that door. My mom would tell me don't play in that door. Your hand gonna get caught in there. God says, I'm shutting the door, and what's gonna happen, because you're sitting here playing with the door because you just can't handle that your heart is, I know your heart is broken. I know you're hurting. I know this. Y'all think God can't see the pain that you're in, the agony that you're in? You think he can't feel? What does the scripture say? God is close to the brokenhearted. You don't think he can't feel that pain? He can feel it, y'all. If you have the Spirit of God inside of you, he can feel that. Y'all, Christ is inside of you. He knows you're brokenhearted. But God says, you don't allow me to close this door, your hand is going to get caught in the door and you're going to injure yourself being hard-headed. You're going to hurt yourself. The narcissist ain't done nothing. You sitting here being hard-headed, not wanting to be obedient to God, and you done injured yourself. That's what happens. Oh, okay. I'll tell myself that's what has happened to me in the past. And the past wasn't that long ago, y'all. I got my hand caught up in there, and I'm screaming and yelling and crying, and God is like, I told you to move your hands. This is revelation. God said, I told you to move your hand out the way. It's going to take you way longer to heal if you continue to keep injuring yourself. And not just that, but you continue to try. This is part of the trauma bonding and the soul tie. You cannot talk these people up to doing anything, y'all. You can, these people, they lack the basic common sense and basic reasoning. I will have to do a separate video on, I believe narcissists are scavengers in nature. They're scavengers, right? They don't want to eat anything. What do scavengers do? They eat dead stuff. They eat everything that's on the bottom of the ocean. All the trash, the tires, and the slimy and the grittier it is, the better. You're too wholesome. You're way too clean. You are way too clean for the narcissist. You ladies, y'all are way too clean. Guys, you are way too clean cut. No, baby, they want dirty. The dirtier, the better. So that's why they didn't have any problem doing what they did to you. Y'all, these people don't have a conscience. They don't have a soul at the end of the day. And so what God says, you have to stop prolonging your healing, because every time you injure yourself, it's going to take you longer to heal. Would you rather go through the next year and just allow God to do what he needs to do in this next year, right? Some of y'all, it's going to take you longer than a year. Some of y'all may take you 2-3 years. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I don't know how long it's going to take me, because this last scenario that I was in, y'all, it did me in pretty good. But I tell you this one thing, I'm willing to go through the healing. And I'm not going to take no shortcuts. Don't take shortcuts. Don't jump on dating sites. Don't do. That's what the narcissist has to do, y'all, because they got to be dependent on other people. They got to share their brain with another person. You don't do that. You rely and you depend on Christ. And if you need, you know, we all want friends. You can have friends, and when I'm talking about friends, not the friends like the narcissist is, because y'all know the narcissists, they sleep with their friends. I'm talking about this is your girlfriend, or guys, your guy friend, or you know, whoever, however it applies. These aren't hookups. You're not hooking up with nobody. You're not doing any of that mess. You're taking the time to let God do what only he can do. And I'm going to say this in closing. When you take the time to do what you need to do and allow God to do what he needs to do in your life, it's only up from there. It's only up. I'm offering one-on-one sessions. If you need assistance, if you need to vent, if you need help escaping a toxic cycle, the link is in my